Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to calculate your ratios in Excel. The assumption is that you already set up your template, which means you've collected your data from Refinitiv and you've extracted the items that you need for the ratio calculation. So here we have the balance sheet items already. We have our income statement items. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and start calculating the ratios. I'll remind you that the formulas that you need for these ratios are right there in the PowerPoint presentations on Brightspace, which you can find easily. So to begin with, I'm going to calculate only the liquidity ratios here, just to show you as an example of what you need to do. For us to do that, we'll have to check up our formula first. Or if you remember the formula, that will be a lot easier for us to do. So for us to calculate the liquidity ratios, we have two types of liquidity ratios to be calculated here. We have the current ratio and we have the acid test ratio. To calculate the current ratio, what we need is the current asset and current liability. The formula for this is current asset divided by current liability. If you're doing this calculation in Excel, the first thing you need to do is type in the equals to sign, which is what I've done right now. Next, you're going to look at your data for 2014, which is the first year we're calculating for, and find where we have your current asset. Right now, here is our current asset. So I'm going to go right there and click on the current asset. As you can see, Excel has made reference to that particular cell. Next thing I need to do is put the divide sign. So I'm going to put the divide sign right there using my keyboard. The formula says current asset divided by current liability. It means the next item I need is my current liability. So I'm going to come right here and click on the current liability. And that means I have my formula for 2014 in the box where I want the ratios to be calculated. So I'm going to click on enter on the keyboard and you're going to have the ratio for 2014 calculated. The next ratio that I need to calculate is the acid test ratio. For this particular ratio, the formula is quite similar to that of the current ratio. The only difference is we have to take out the inventory. So my formula, I start as usual, type in the equals to sign. Next, I'm going to go to where I have the bracket, because I have two items I want this to take care of first. So I'm going to do shift and put bracket sign, opening a bracket. I'm going to go click on the current asset, which is the first item needed. I need to deduct the inventory from this. So once I have the current asset, next thing is put the minus sign using my keyboard. And then I'm going to go and click on the inventory, which is right here. Right now, I want to close up the bracket so that Excel knows that it needs to deal with this first before it does the other part of the equation or formula. So next, I'm going to put in my divide sign and I'm going to go and click on the current liabilities, which is right here for 2014. Then I'm going to say enter on my keyboard. Right now, I have my acid test ratio calculated for 2014. The next thing that we need to do is calculate for the remaining 9 years. To do that is quite simple. We go back to the first one, which is calculated right here. Click on that. We're going to move our cursor down here to where we have where we can see the dark plus sign. Once you see the dark plus sign, you can just drag across to the very last year, which is 2024, and you can see that Excel calculates those ratios automatically. You don't have to start imputing the formula one after the other. I'll do the same thing for the acid test ratio. I'll begin by clicking on the first ratio, which I've calculated. Move my cursor down to the point where I see the black dark plus sign. And then I'm going to just click on my mouse and then drag across right here. And as you can see, the ratios have been calculated for those years as well. So now I have all my liquidity ratios calculated. The next thing I need to do is put these ratios on a line graph. And for me to be able to do that, I will simply copy these ratios that I've calculated from here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click right here because I need the ratios, the name of the ratios and the years. So I'm going to click this right now and drag across to copy. If I use Ctrl C, I could copy that. I'm just going to go to the edge of the same Excel file, and then I'm going to want to paste them here. First, I'm going to paste these as numbers by using this option that has 1, 2, 3. You can see I have them right here. I want this to be very close to the ratios. I don't want to have any gap in between. So I'm going to cut that away from there. I'm going to put it here. Now I have it, and I can go ahead and put it in a line graph. To do that, what I'm going to do is highlight the ratios with the name of each ratio and the years involved. So I'm going to do this. As you can see, I've highlighted this. I'm going to go to Insert. Here you can see recommended charts if you want to, but here I have the line chart, which is what I want to make use of right now. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see there are different options. Here is that you want to use this type of chart to show trends over time, which is what we want to do. And the order of the categories are very important in this point. So this is the first one, and that's what I'm going to choose. And as you can see right now, I have my chart for my current ratio and the acid test ratio. All I need to do is have the chart name here. So I could just click here to put my chart name. Remember, these are my liquidity ratios. So I'm going to put liquidity ratios by typing it in there. Other things that you might want to do, you might want to add further information on this particular graph. So if you click on the plus sign here, you can see further options. For instance, you can put the axis title as well. So I recommend that you put that. If I click on axis title, you can see that here I have the option of axis title, and I can replace what it has there right now with ratios, so that you know that's where the ratios are. So here I could say ratios, and here where I have the years, I could put years right down here. So that will be years, and that is it. All you need to do is repeat this process for each category of ratios that you have here, which is the profitability, operating efficiency, and capital structure ratio. And there you have it. You have all your ratios and graph ready to be able to write your business report. I hope this is very helpful. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, and then we can take it from there. Thank you. Bye.